Okay, going to our door now. The difference here is your door opens up or down. Now, however you make your door, up or down, is going to affect how you do your edge band. And you're going to do edge banding because you don't want the gaps in there for your smoke to get out or escape. So, if you're following my design and making your door open down, you go from the bottom side, take your edge band, tack it one time in place, bend it around, tack it again, bend it around, tack it again, bend it and tack it, and do it all the way around. And then go back and fill in your welds. Since I did not grind down the paint, you can see my welds are pretty nasty. There's a few places where I did grind some and got really good welds, but I really didn't grind down much. So do what you want to do. I didn't care about the nasty welds because it actually kind of gives it character. I like the rough look of this, so I didn't care too much. So you got your door in place. You're going to need a handle of some sort, and all this is simply a knob for a drawer. So it actually will unscrew. It's not pretty tight, but it'll unscrew in there. So the backside knob. So I just welded on the screw. This was onto the screw itself. It matched my more of a Texas or Western design, but like I showed, it's just a Texas star with barbed wire around. And from there, this latch just holds the door more tight, so no more heat escapes the has to or smoke. It's a latch I got from Tractor Supply. It's simple design. It's one fits on one side, other fits on the other side, comes across and pulls two. So pretty simple stuff, and it's pretty thin metal as well, so I just tacked it in place. So there you go for that. And the chimney, you know, a lot of guys do their chimneys pretty different. They'll do two chimneys, one on each side, elbowed up, and you know, that really wouldn't work for this because, well, think about it, your heat's going straight up, so you lose most of your smoke and heat out of the first chimney. Well, you could do an elbow over here if you wanted to, and then that would help your door if you want to go up, your door up, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted it straight up because it's simple. Simple is good. So yeah, it's a simple piece of pipe. So you're still going to have a hot spot because your smoke box is pretty much right above or right below a lot of your firebox. So you're going to have heat pretty concentrated right here. And even though it's a smaller box, and you would think it would pretty much, you know, since it's so small, even the temperature out pretty well, and it does. But what I had to do to combat that hot spot, take a piece of sheet metal and basically make a heat deflector. And all I did, that sheet metal, was cut to fit in there, about a little more than half the grill, and drill holes in it from small to large. And all it's going to do is allow the smoke and the heat to release slowly on this side and more over here. And it's going to escape around it, so I mean, it's really going to let more out than just a small hole, so don't worry about that. So the grate, it fits in really well. At least mine does. Fits in so well. I was initially going to put you know, racks in there it'll fit onto, but it fits so well on there that you didn't have to. So it doesn't move at all. So I didn't worry about it. No big deal there. Okay, so from there, you want to do your leg, and have you decided to do your leg? My leg, initially, like I said, I had just tacked on for just a first beginning, allow me to do these two places here. So that's where I liked it there. So I removed the little small temporary tack, put a leg on, re-tacked it back on, put a bigger weld, put a cross brace, that way it doesn't bend in and out if you hit it. And then from there I had to debate on how I wanted to do the length of this height up. And I got to thinking about it, and like, well, it'd be a good place to put a plate or a rack for my food. So while I was at Tractor Supply getting my latch, and I actually got some of my edge banding there too, because I didn't have any. I saw these horseshoes, and I'm like, heck, that'll work well. So that's what I used to put my plate on and my rack on, and it works really well. It's pretty stable. Probably better than anything I could have used. So just use a level and level it best you can in your both directions, and tack it on. You're good to go. So from there, my smokestack here, I chose to do it with a simple plate and a pipe. And of course you can see I did not grind the welds down, or did not grind the welds down, or the paint spit and sputtered. To make a damper on it, it's really simple. This piece here is the cutout from our smoke box. So the extra piece there, all I did was beat it flat on the floor and welded on a nut and then an appropriate size bolt. So welded on the nut, used extra angle iron and attached it to the pipe here, ground off the head of the bolt, attached it to the angle iron, and then there you have your damper. That's pretty simple. So and then put a small weld right there to hold from going too far over. And to trace the door out, all I did was put it in place, got a marker, and got a thick head marker, and marked around it, and left enough room for a bolt. And then I cut it out with my Sawzall on the outside of the marker, so it made a little bit of an overhang. So that's what you want, actually. So from there, our smoker is pretty much complete, except you want a handle or something to use to move it. In mine, I had a set of 4 horseshoes, so I put it on the back, put our handles there, so we can move the smoker pretty easily. And on that, you could have put them on the sides if you wanted to, and probably had them facing out to an angle. Probably work just fine, and I may still put one on the side, but doesn't really need it. Your smoker is only going to be about 30 to 40 pounds, so it's not that heavy. But the idea being back here was like a deadlift in weightlifting. You want to use your legs and your shoulders, so you're not going to put any strain on your back. So I can just reach down, pick it up pretty easily, and put it back in the tailgate or wherever. Not a big deal. So that's my smoker, guys. If you see it and you like it, if you build your own that's different, post your video and let me know that you did. That way I can get a few ideas myself. Pay homage to those who made it possible for you to do this. So give them some credit. And if you have any designs that you like from this, let me know. Any improvements, let me know. But hope you have a fun build and enjoy the video.